From hilarious Patrice O'Neal stand-up banters to extreme jokes like this one by Ricky Gervais.
But tell Daddy every detail. What happened? He took me behind a tree so no one could see what we were doing. Oh, God, darling, and then what happened? He took my dress off. Oh, God, what happened next? What happened? He took his thing out. Oh, God, darling, and then what happened? Nothing, that was it. Oh, we'll make something up.
There are lots of jokes that'll leave you both bothered and entertained. Welcome to the darkest jokes ever made in comedy history. While it is not his craziest, the first joke on our list was made by Patrice O'Neal in his 2011 Elephant in the Room stand-up show. Patrice O'Neal proved that he for sure was a good joke maker, as he threw straight disses at women and men alike and even had them laughing at it.
You know how you can tell how pretty a white woman is? The value, you look at her and then you wonder how long they would look for if she was missing.
Even more, Patrice O'Neal knew just how far enough to push his extreme jokes with even more hilarious spin-offs.
I saw you look mad, sweetie. How long, if you was missing, how long you think they were? How long you think they were? Exactly. She went.
Imagine pulling up at a comedy show to de-stress, only to get called ugly or hear jokes as wild as this.
And I'm gonna tell you why guys think about killing their women. It's because we love you. Because I want you out of my life. But I don't want to hurt your feelings.
Or finding out what he did to none other than your girlfriend.
How do we kill this and get away? How do you do it, bro? I'll tell you how I killed my girl. I put a pillow over her head and shoot her twice with a silencer.
Thankfully, that was just a joke, right? Hopefully it was.
And the feathers come up and I look under the pillow and her eyes still be open and I close her eyes and I kiss her softly on her face, but she's dead. You might as well spit it out because it'll help you now, because you can blame it on the whole situation instead of later when she's like, so, yeah.
Not even the audience is scared to make jokes at O'Neal's shows, as he even makes indirect jokes about himself on a fan's behalf.
See how comfortable you are? You shouldn't be as comfortable as you are. You can see him sitting up.
Talking of dark jokes, Raffi May has an entire lineup of personal disses.
Because they were well-written shows, but also they showed a different perspective, and white people realized that there's not that much difference between white and black, okay? The truth of the matter is, it's rich and poor. Like where I grew up in Arkansas, there was no black or white, we're all broke, okay?
And satirical banters on racism in his Too Big to Ignore show.
There, those black people, they're stealing white babies. Oh, Lord, Jesus, just stay away from them black people. Those black people are gonna get you, all right? And black folks, y'all were the same thing. Those cracker-ass white people, they're putting stuff in chicken, make your junk fall off. Nuh-uh. Mm-hmm. That's right, and make your thing drop right off, sure will.
While you think Raffi's jokes don't get darker, you have this one and another about Arabs.
Ever experienced in the history of the world. Why? Because white, black, and brown were finally working together, okay? And that we were living Dr. King's dream, okay, that we were working together. And all that changed on a Tuesday morning in 2001 when Arabs flew airplanes into buildings, and boom, we had a brand new race war. We had white, black, and brown versus a new kind of brown. The Muslim is gonna get you. The Muslim is gonna get you. That's the new boogeyman. Whatever you do, don't look in a mirror and say Muslim 3 times. One of them stinky unibrow sons of bitches will show up right behind you with a big-ass turbine, beard, genie bottle in one hand, magic carpet in the other, dynamite belt. Last thing you'll smell is couscous, camel hump, and diesel fuel. Boom! Then he blows you up.
Well, don't get offended, Arabs, because there is more to come, since there's this one too.
Because the Muslim is gonna get you. The Muslim is gonna get you. The Muslim is gonna get you tonight. Allah, Allah. Allah, Allah.
If you considered Raffi May's jokes as extreme and over the top, you might want to be somewhere near your cardiologist on this one.
That's a no-brainer, and there's a specific group of over 4 million people that come into this country every year and don't contribute a thing, and everyone knows who I'm talking about, but no one wants to say it because it's politically incorrect. But that, you know who I'm talking about? Officer Bob. You know who I'm talking about? Who am I talking? Babies! That's who I'm talking about!
From jokes that are sure to get you riled up for a minute and maybe expose your seat partner's political ideologies to this.
I waited 8 days, and I didn't even want to jack off then, but you go 8 days without, I've never gone 8 days in my natural load-blowing life without emptying off.
Or the one about, get this and get ready, babies and baby expulsion.
Because you have options when it comes to abortion now. It's not like 1955 where you just had to kick her down a staircase and hope for the best, right?
Doug Stanhope sure won't make nicer jokes till you stop giving birth.
Sick the amount of people. Oh, Doug, don't you do an anti-baby bit on every CD? Yes, because you won't stop having them, so I'm going to keep saying it.
Now, while all of these might be pretty dark, Doug Stanhope ends up leaving us with much darker jokes.
Oh, the reason we had an abortion was it wasn't frivolous. We didn't have an abortion because we weren't ready to take care of a child and we're irresponsible, or because we're not financially capable of taking. The reason we had it is because I really wanted to see what it felt like to kill a baby.
Who are better drivers, men or women? While that's clearly a bit of a chaotic question, it gets even more chaotic on Norm Macdonald's Weekend Update show.
Who are safer drivers, men or women? Well, according to a new survey, 55% of adults feel that women are most responsible for minor fender benders, while 78% blame men for most fatal crashes. Please note that the percentages in these pie graphs do not add up to 100% because the math was done by a woman.
Well, like that wasn't enough banter, there was this for follow-ups.
For those of you hissing at that joke, it should be noted that that joke was written by a woman. So now you don't know what the hell to do, do you? No, I'm just kidding. We don't hire women.
Jimmy Carr is famous for his edgy jokes and definitely has a spot on this list of the darkest jokes, with this one that had the audience agape.
What a wonderful thing that is, the great British musical spirit. And also, if you're right at the back, this sort of thing won't happen. I your mum. I once had sex with an Australian girl. She said mid-coitus, whilst she said, "Have you slimed yet?" Have you slimed yet? I thought it was not Ghostbusters. 99% of women kiss with their eyes closed, which is why it's so difficult to identify a rapist.
Well, speaking of spots on the list, this one definitely deserves one.
You don't know anything about pain. You don't know anything about pain.
Since it's pure pain, Anthony Jeselnik made a joke so dark he got a personal complaint from someone in the audience.
I did a show recently where people got really offended, and a woman came up to me after and says, "Listen, Anthony, you know, you were great, but I just want to tell you I've lost 2 babies, and I don't appreciate that joke you told on stage." I said, "Oh my God, ma'am, I'm really sorry. If I had known, I would have told it twice."
And before you laugh about the complainer likely just being a Karen, you might want to listen to the joke first.
You don't know anything about pain. You don't know anything about pain until you've seen your own baby drowned in a tub. And you definitely don't know anything about how to wash a baby.
This joke might have brought some much-needed laughter, but it's not out of place to find jokes about babies drowning a bit on the darker side. And while you might have found some of these jokes too dark, there is no denying some of them were hilarious.